Hello and thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au, and we are into the third week of the carnival at Rosehill Gardens. And Mike, all the weather we've had, we had a surprise dry track to start the carnival, a surprise rain, the surprise gluey track last week. Mate, how's the confidence on a Thursday?
Yeah, it's been very hard Thursdays the last few weeks. Hasn't been putting a spanner in the works most weeks, but at least we know what the weather forecast is going to be this week. We know it's going to be a dry track. We know those types. Dave, he didn't like that gluey track last week, did he?
No, he did not. That one means one thing, mate. One pace types, they're out. Tough types, they're out. The power horses and those that can rip home, they're the ones we're looking for.
It's a big thing for profiling. Powerful horses, good turn of foot, good dry track. It could be near pace. You definitely need to turn a foot on Saturday. OK, so beautiful sunny weather here in Sydney this weekend. What about these races, Mike? We keep the Group 1s coming. What a day it's going to be. We've got the Tancred, the Vinery. They're highlighting the day, but plenty more. Look at that, Group 3 races throughout the day. Yeah, like the last screenshot, there could be a little bit on pace by, so it might be tricky on Saturday. We'll see how we go. And most of these races, maybe the bookies have got it right. The markets are OK. We're starting with a couple of early races and then focus on the Group 1 features after the break. The Star Kingdom, the Vinery and the Tancred Stakes as well. Yeah,
it's a juicy one to start things off, isn't it? Over 2,000 metres, the NEVILLE SELLWOOD. Let's have a look at the market now to have a look at the first race that we're going to look at today, and is the Master of Wine. That is a favourite, well supported, $2.80 into $2.40. Kept closing late on two of the world's best last week in the round, but back in grade here, 55.5 kilos. Shared Ambition, $3.40. Beat Mount Popper fresh, and then it's 2 Melbourne runs cumulated in the Australian Cup when it ran on against the bias. Entenте on the third line there at $4, beaten in the Canberra Cup but made amends in the Albury Cup, and then right out the gate there it looks like Elvis, $14, not far away from the pricings in his last two goes, but a long time since this horse's last win. And well, look at this market, 1, 2, 3 all in the money, and then out the gate that looks like Elvis.
That looks like Elvis, tends to peak on his runs, so
we've found that out.
You'd be surprised if he wins. So is it a 3-horse race or is it a 2-horse race? Because looking at the handicap online, you can see on the Racing Australia website, Master of Wine and Shared Ambition are both so well weighted. So let's have a look at their last start runs and see if we can pick between them. Both coming back from Group 1 grade. The thing about Master of Wine is 2 preps ago, he was a freak.
Yep.
Last prep, he kind of mixed his form, didn't he? And this prep, both parades have only been average. He was OK first up, but maybe a slight step back here, Stu?
Yeah, well, you've just got to look to see, right? He's in behind two of the best horses here that are going around. He's under the whip there. Is he keeping up?
He's keeping up, but Colette was 3 wide, no cover, and I think she still just about beats him home, and he crosses the line with Natoya. So basically the benchmark for him there is Natoya form.
OK, obviously back in grade there. But
whether you like the pizza eating there or not, that's the benchmark.
Yeah, that's true. Shared Ambition, Australian Cup, Mike. Well, look, did it have any chance from back there this day?
Well, the thing about this horse is he doesn't have a very long run, so he's got more dash. And once he went that far back down a long straight at Flemington, it was always going to be hard for him. He edged to the outside, he picked up OK, but the last 100 metres he was safely held. The fact that he's got that dash means he should like a dry Rosehill, and he's never, ever been to his home track before, Stu. Can you believe it?
No, that is interesting. And just looking at that replay, all those at the front of the race there, they were the ones over the line. So maybe a few forgives there for Shared Ambition. Right, let's have a look now as we get through all the key factors here. We're running our mini race for Saturday. Look for the gold bars. Top right-hand side of the screen tells the race. Master of Wine, well, we saw that form, and Shared Ambition. That's Australian Cup form, so they're on top.
They were both well beaten, but it was Group 1 form. And at the weights, you got to light them up.
OK, so the market says they're the 2 to beat, and our key factors already have them as a 2 to beat, but track distance conditions, a kicker here for Shared Ambition.
Waller is a great trainer. He's realised Shared Ambition races well fresh, so he's freshened him up.
All right, there we go. So these are out in front. What about Entenте? Gets a gold bar here for the map.
Well, he hasn't got the quality of the top 2, but rail out 6 metres leader. There'll be a lot of speed mappers out there that love him, Stu.
OK, so all the favourites right there in the money, and well, Master of Wine, it can progress again, we're saying.
Well, it's a bit of a question. Is he going to improve in the yard third up? We'll be watching closely on Saturday.
OK, so Master of Wine and Shared Ambition, they were the 2 favourites out of the gates. They have finished the race in equal first position there, Mike. So you said off the bat, what is going to be the difference here? RE price, $2.40. The market looks to have it right, $3.50. They're ours on top. Out to Entente. There's a couple of lengths difference there, so we're honing in on the 2 favourites here. Is anything standing out, or which one are we going to go with?
Well, I think it's a 2-horse race, and I just don't know what to do, really, but We're $3.50 one of them, and J-Mac versus Karen McAvoy. I'd rather go J-Mac's way, so we'll take the $3.50 early. I can't believe he's never been to Rosehill before.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so shared ambition there in the Selwood for us to kick things off as we get to the TULLOCH Stakes, race number 3 over the 2,000 metres, Group 2 for the boys. And interesting runner here, Cherry Tortoni is the favourite. No hope at the Valley there in the Alistair Clark in an absolutely on-pace dominated race day. FAVREAU there, $4.40 on the next line. Well supported in from $6. Beat home Cherry Tortoni in the spring, champion in the spring. We've got the Frontman, $4.60 there. Always respect for the Kiwis in these autumn staying features. Milford beaten a long way last start, so that's the form line we've got to weigh up there. Young Werther at $5, finished off better than Cherry Tortoni last time they met. And YALETOWN, $6.50. Just the 3 starts for the son of Vancouver. A few different form lines to work through here, and that was solid in the far lap. But Mike, Cherry Tortoni, top of the betting. I couldn't believe it when I saw this during the week.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good horse and he's got some good dash over 1,600 metres, but potentially he's not proven at 2,000. And he came up here last season and he was quite short in the market and he was pretty much safely held, wasn't he? Got back in the field, dry track, 2,000 metres again, came to the outside. He quickens quite well, but safely held in the end. FAVREAU is the one that should love the 2,000 metres plus. Went straight past in this day and might do the same on Saturday, Stu.
Yeah, I think you just said it there. Definitely an improver up in trip as all these horses, or they're on to bigger and better things.
Bigger and better things. Group 1 form. You can see Socrates in the blue cap and the red with the white sleeves, getting beaten by a few lengths. We'll look at that form line again in a second. All
right, okay, so there's a look at one of the replays there. And, well, let's have a look now. We're going to some Hawkesbury form. Why? Yes. Rondino, Just a Jedi. I know one of these might be going to the Derby you might like later on, Mike. Both. Rondino here, well, it's a nice win.
Here's your smoky Derby runners, punters. 34 flat last 600. They ran decent time. Socrates gets absolutely flogged by 8 or 9 lengths. We've got a fresh form line. The horse that came second, Ready by Design, came out and won a Gosford on a Thursday evening. Rondino good, Just a Jedi very good with a big weight. Both of them can figure on Saturday, and both of them are big players in the Derby in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay, and a few of those punters might have had to look for there in Hawkesbury as opposed to all that other spring form lines we've just shown you. So let's have a look now at the TULLOCH Stakes, and wow, look at this for form, Mike. You're saying there's not much between a lot of these.
Well, the market says the Melbourne form and the Kiwi form's better, but we disagree, Stu.
All right, so there is the gold for the 3 of those. Track distance and conditions here.
Yeah, dry rosy for FAVREAU, maybe risky, but the 2,000 metres he should eat it up, and YALETOWN on pace should like it too.
Okay, so plenty of gold across the page there. Cherry Tortoni, the favourite with a bit of ground to make up, and it doesn't do that with the speed map, so it could be against here.
Yeah, a bit risky getting back and wide. The front man probably box seats, but he's a bit one pace. YALETOWN comes across Fields of Honour, gets the blinkers on, I think. Okay,
so there's YALETOWN joining FAVREAU there in the lead, Mike. And what about progression at this time of year for these horses?
I think we're guessing. You want to look at them in the yard. Bob can definitely improve, but most of them can improve as well.
Okay, so a nice yard watch for the TULLOCH in that race. And, well, that was spread across the page pretty evenly all the way through there from the start. Although you'd be shaking if you like Cherry Tortoni because it wasn't going forward at all. But it was FAVREAU there, $4.40. YALETOWN, nice support. Fields of Honour, some nice odds, 26. Rondino. Hey, we might be playing some nice value here early.
This is one for the breeding nerds, the ones who like staying races. Have a look through the field. Pick your favourite roughie because absolutely anything could win this race. We're against the Melbourne and Kiwi form at the price, but YALETOWN on pace is hard to go past each way, and Rondino from the Hawkesbury form line too.
Okay, pick your horse there in the TULLOCH. YALETOWN there for us, but go for value is the message. All right, that's 2 down. 3 more big races coming your way after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are getting through the card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend, and we're up to race number 6. It is the Vinery over the 2,000 metres, Group 1 level for the 3-year-old fillies, and Harmony Rose, $2.70 favourite here. Worked early in the Guineas last start, back to fillies grade here, looks very, very well placed. Personal in the second line, $5.50, a big win against the boys last start, and of course goes to 2,000 metres here. Sorry, that was Hungry Heart to 2,000 metres. Personal, $5.50 in from $6.50. It was left a sitting duck there in the CUNY, wasn't it? The Oaks form of last preparation should be holding strong for this, you would think, though. And then, of course, Force of Will, $11. Another one of these Kiwis on the program there on Saturday. and then out to ELIZABEEL at 12, and Impecunious, who was hitting the line well behind Hungry Heart last start. But Harmony Rose, Mike, there's a lot on social media about a few of these punters that have taken some short prices about this horse into the futures.
Well, they've taken a big price,
big
26 bucks before that, 270 now, so you'd be laughing if you had that price. There's a couple of guys on the floor here have got that. We haven't, so we're jealous. Let's have a look at a couple of different form lines. Harmony Rose, we know she was good at Group 1 level, so you can look at that for yourself at home. Let's have a look at a couple of Group 2 form lines. It says in the form book that STARELLE beat Personal, but I think Personal's run was much better. That was a strong tempo. She hit the lead 300 metres out, and she still hung on to just be beaten, Stu.
Yeah, you look at a horse like Personal, Mike, and you just got to go through its form, don't you? And you realise it is one of those fighting style of horses.
Such a fighter, big long stride. She just doesn't have the rip, I think, for Rosie to put them away, but you know she's going to be in the finish.
Yeah, that is one we will be looking for on Saturday, no doubt. And well, let's have a look at the Rosehill lead up here.
Your mate.
Well, I've taken a little bit of early money on Impecunious for a few of these futures, Mike, including this race.
Yeah.
But Hungry Heart, well, it came from behind it here and won. We are importantly out from 1,500 to 2,000 metres here, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Hungry Heart had everything go her way this day. She's been a bit maligned, but this day, strong tempo, getting to the outside, had her favours. Impecunious, off that strong tempo, getting tight and just slightly held up, didn't suit. She comes to the outside, she's got a beautiful stride, and she found the line just fine, Stu.
Okay, hopefully finishing
Your
well.
Oaks bet is on, mate. It's on.
Yes, we like a few posts at this time of year. Hopefully a few of the punters are alive with a few of those as well. Well, let's have a look here to see where we are going to play in the key factors for the Vinery. Because a lot of this form, Mike, it's sticking together. There we go. Harmony Rose and Personal, they're out on top.
Yeah, we just gave Personal a kicker for being near that strong tempo, so light both the classy fillies both up.
Yeah, very, very true. At the top of the betting as well. Track distance and conditions. Well, a lot of gold splashed across the page.
Well, Personal will love the 2,000 metres, but honestly, getting to Rosehill right-handed is a big risk for her. She came to the Golden Slipper, obviously, she was just okay. ELIZABEEL, 2,000 metres. I think she's too keen for it, Stu.
Okay, well, the speed map here, Mike, 2,000 metres, not a massive field.
No, you rail out 6 metres. Favourite backers will love it, Stu.
Okay, Harmony Rose, there she goes, out by a couple of lengths from a whole host of them, though, and progression. So a few of these 3-year-old fillies, Mike, you're saying they can progress?
Well, I think the stable gets their fillies fit quite early, so Harmony Rose might not have much more to give. Personal, definitely. Force of Will, unbeaten. And Impecunious, definitely more to give as well.
Okay, so Harmony Rose was on top pretty early there throughout the key factors and held its position. A few of them closed late, but now looks to be like you've just got to choose your price here, doesn't it, Mike? $2.70. Are you happy with that, with only a 1-length win from the likes of Personal, Force of Will and Impecunious at double figures? So we've got some double figures. Horses breathing down the favourite's neck here.
Yeah, very, very close, and half the guys on the floor have backed the favourite, and you've backed Impecunious. I've known you for long, mate.
You, mate, on this show.
But you could back them both on Saturday.
All right, so Impecunious there for us in an interesting Vinery for 2021. Let's have a look now at the feature of the day. It is the Tancred Stakes over the 2,400 metres. Group 1, weight for age, and let's go. Sir Dragonet, the $5 favourite, was better in the Ranvet last week, chasing 2 of those better horses in the world, as we have discussed in Very Elegant and Dave. Melody Bell, interesting run at $6, 50% winning strike rate for this great Kiwi mare, winning 19 from 38. Spirit Ridge, $8.50. Onwards towards the Sydney Cup off his fresh run. We've got Angel of Truth there, $8.50 going well, and obviously led them up in the and on the back up there from the Ranvet. Toffee Tongue, $8.50. This is a huge effort last start to nail Spirit Ridge on the line, and you'd think it runs the trip right out. And then out to Mirage Dancer, $9.50, running on in behind Toffee Tongue. So a lot of similar form lines here, Mike. And well, Sir Dragonet, it was a better performance last start.
Much better. Let's have a look at obviously the Ranvet. Doesn't get much better form than this. That gluey track, Angel of Truth, is dictated to a Dave, and he didn't quite get through it like we expected last week. Very elegant, picked up, loved the conditions, much too strong. But how good was Angel of Truth sticking on? And Sir Dragonet, like you say, but they won't get their wet track on Saturday, and they don't really have the sprint to relish a dry Rosehill, do they, Steve?
Okay, good points to 2 of these horses that might have just had a few of the conditions that they enjoy. But yeah, Angel of Truth was just going to get on the speed like this again?
Absolute swimmer, flying for the stable. He will be in the finish even on a dry track, I think.
Okay, all right. Well, here we go. We're going to go back to one of our random replays here. And well, yes. Southern France we're going back to here. The 2019 Zipping Classic, Chapada. It was running on there like it seems to always do, Chapada. But the reason we're looking at this, Southern France.
Well, yeah, like we said, we just looked at 2 wet trackers. Let's have a look at a horse that's a genuine dry tracker, a muscular type, a staying type. He's been freshened up. I thought his first up run was fine. And importantly, like we keep saying, he's got the dash, he's got the sprint to win on a dry Rosehill.
Okay, yeah, wow, what a win. You've got to go through all the replays to find a few of those, including way back in 2019. All right, key factors time here for the Tancred, Mike. So much good form around, and I'm glad to see Melody Bell. What a star she is.
Yeah, Group 1 form, those top 3 hard to beat.
All right, Melody Bell and Angel of Truth there. Track, distance and conditions here.
But dry track for those 3 is all there is to you, especially the 2,400 metres dry track for Melody Bell.
Wow, okay, so there are some serious negatives there for a few of the favourites. What about the speed map here, 2,400?
Yeah, some horses are quite well suited. Obviously, Angel of Truth getting to a good spot. Toffee Tongue draw on the inside. And Mirage Dancer, a beautiful barrier for him.
Okay, so Angel of Truth out by a length as we hit the progression, and, well, a few of these on their way to Sydney Cup, including Mirage Dancer.
Yeah, Chiraro was great first up, can improve. The Chosen One can improve his horrible second up usually. And Mirage Dancer, third up, should be primed.
Okay, yeah, we've been one of ours before on the show. Let's have a look now. We've got Angel of Truth, $8.50. Where are these favourites? $8 Toffee Tongue down there, and wow, Mike, where are the favourites here? Sir Dragon, I've had to look a long way down.
He's there somewhere. 480 Sir Dragonet, the dry track. If the rain came, he'd be on top. But he's not on a dry track. Mirage Dancer, if he wins, he'll win by a pimple like he did in the Metro. God bless him.
It was good for us that day.
His Nash is not on, unfortunately, but he'll still go close. In Southern France, dry track, big odds as well. All
right, a nice Tancred. It's going to be Mirage Dancer there as the bet for us, which wraps it up in the Doncaster Prelude, of course, on the way to the Doncaster next weekend. It's 1,500 metres, Group 3 level, and plenty coming through the Ajax here a few weeks ago. And it's Rock, well supported, 6 into $4.20. A big run against the Pattern Fresh, unbeaten second up, onto a drying track. A few ticks there for the favourite. Yao Dash on the second line, $4.80. Fought on well for Nash last time. Craig Williams, interestingly, goes on this week. Subedar, $6.50. A real racehorse here, so winner 4 from 9. 2 big wins since a fresh in this preparation. Buffalo River, $8. Looks a roller. J-Mac might have learnt a few things on this horse last time. CRIADERAS, $10. He's in my sin bin. Drew one last time, gets one again. He's jumped slowish in every single form comment you'll see at the race guide. And then out to Purple Sector at $12, another to improve out of that same race with Bottega. But Mike, Rock, it's the favourite. It gets to a hard track and it's on its way to its pet distance.
And it's unbeaten second up. The key factors will show that soon. Let's have a look at the Ajax a couple of weeks ago on that surprise, very firm track. Buffalo River is flying, but he probably needs the wet to when he was on pace this day with on pace bias day and he had his chance. Think it over. Right in the finish here, which is a good form line. CRIADERAS in your sack file, Stu. Just Rosehill's probably not his track.
Yep, true.
But Rock, very strong, can improve second up. Rate strongly, Stu.
I don't want to give up Buffalo River, Mike. He's a sort of horse that just has to go out and roll.
Yeah, I just can't see him win this grade, dry Rosehill.
Okay, so about the grade and the dry Rosehill. Let's have a look now at the Newcastle Newmarket, because Bottega came through this race and, of course, Purple Sector did as well.
Yeah, Purple Sector, very good on pace. Did a little bit of work early, but he was beaten by a couple of lengths by Bottega, who was in the box seat, kicked through. The horse thought he'd won. Gem Song flew down the outside, and you see when he's Johnny Steele kicks. Bottega's a great horse. Probably has Purple Sector covered at the weights. Yeah. Obviously, he's drawn very, very wide, Stu.
And obviously some nice upside for a horse like Bottega, just second up into this.
Second up, primed, needs to win to go to the Donny, and yeah, the weight is a key for him too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? A few of these need to win. A couple of them probably qualified as well, Mike. So it's all to see here in the Doncaster Prelude. The last we're going to have a good look at on key factors. So let's have a look where the gold bars are lying here. And we're not at the favourites here, Mike. We've got some gold down the page here for Bottega.
Yeah, Rock and Bottega, not much between them. Handle of Truth very strong at Canberra too.
Okay, so a nice race to end the day here. Track distance and conditions.
A lot of gold in the last race. Handle of Truth, 1,500 metres Rosehill a risk.
The only one that didn't get gold for that. All right, that's interesting. Speed map time for the 1,500.
We know CRIADERAS never maps well, and Bottega, such a wide barrier. Handle of Truth getting back too.
Yeah, he definitely could have gone backwards there. All right, we've got a whole host of them here, including a couple of favourites, but hey, here we are. Three-way go with progression.
I think one of these three will win. Rock, SUBEDAR improving into their prep. Bottega improving second up, like you said, Stu.
All right, so some nice consistent horses there. Rock, SUBEDAR, a few of them are in amongst the finish. So they're there, Mike, as of course they are some of the favourites. Bottega, $11, so some nice value there. And we've plucked a few out here. Purple Sector at odds, and well, a big sack on a couple of these other favourites, Yao Dash and Buffalo. Yao
Dash just too short wheel drift. Bottega, look, the big odds are there because of the wide barrier, but there's a lot of tempo in this race and they could really string out, and the winkers are on. He could go forward. Karen McAvoy, please find a spot because I think he's a big bet.
All right, a nice spot for Bottega late in the day, coming home and gets the job done at double-figure odds or thereabouts. All right, there's a look at 5 big races at Rosehill this weekend. Plenty more to come after the break, including our other best bets and, of course, the $100 hot seat. Hello and welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. What a day of racing it is at Rosehill Gardens this week to end the 3-week carnival out there before we head to Randwick. And Mike, we've been through some big races on Key Factors tonight. I've seen a little bit of value there. The $100 hot seat. Well, that needs a bit more, though, later on. But the rest of the day, Mike, we've got 9 big races. Bottega there, I like the confidence there as we wrapped it up. But what about from the start of the day?
Yeah, we're looking for horses with sprint or on paces on a Thursday night with that possible dry track. Converge up to 1,400 metres. Should love it. Rolls forward. Sacred Shared Ambition. Dry Rosehill for the first time. He's got a big dash. YALETOWN on pace at 650. NIVILLE box seat 480. California Zimble, the ultimate dry Rosehill type at 420.
Yeah,
Impecunious. She's just got progression to 2,000 metres. Mirage Dancer, box seat 950. Bottega, please, Karen McAvoy, find a spot. And Lena's Hero, big odds, emergency, but if he gets a run, very hard to beat.
OK, yeah, good point. Watch out for those emergencies and deductions there in the last. All right, $100 hot seat time, Mike. Saw a few punters out there that were just happy to play around with all the big fields last week. But you're keeping it pretty short here. Just 3 races to have a look at.
Yeah, we were chips in on a Dave last week and we got stung. But thank goodness for Mo'unga down the outside. Shared Ambition, $30 at 350. Master of Wine, please parade poorly. Then into one of the features, Mirage Dancer in Southern France, the win bets. But Mirage Dancer so consistent.
Yep.
Hits a $20 place bet for us. And Bottega, win bet only because he's so risky from the wide barrier, but he's one of 3 key chances and he's massive odds, Stu. OK,
well, let's turn that negative 40 profit into the positive. Well, what a weekend of racing it's going to be. Head out to Rosehill. It's going to be a great day out there. By this time next week, Mike, hopefully we've had our first winner on the racetrack as well, mate.
I've never had a horse get to the track. Next Thursday I'll be at Goulburn cheering like nothing else.
Oh, let's hope we're happy here in the seat next week. But that's all from us. Head to theraceguide.com.au for all your profiling this weekend. Have a good day on the punt. Hope you back a few winners. We'll see you next week.
Good luck on Saturday.